Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Martina. In this video I am going to be telling you a story of how I almost killed a woman. Yes, this is real and it happened here in China, so keep watching. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, I make videos about life in China, vlogs, medical school, so consider subscribing to this channel. So where do I start? This happened about 3 years ago. It was during the summer. I had exams on this particular day. So my exam was in about 2 hours, and normally I go for my exams maybe like 10 minutes to the exam time because I don't like waiting. But on this particular day I was having biostatistics and I hate anything calculations. So I decided to go early, about 2 hours before time for my exam. I lived, let's say, about 10 minutes away from school, so I left my house. So that time I used to ride a scooter. I'm going to insert a picture of what I used to ride so you would get a better understanding. I used to ride a bike, a scooter bike, anyone you want to call it. So I took the bike and I left home, going to school, heading for my exams. I was riding on my way to school, and then all of a sudden I was just riding on my own without any problems, and then I noticed this is a straight road and I was on the road coming, and the woman was trying to come out and go into the road. So I was coming straight, so I saw her. She was just here, she was not moving, and I was riding at the edge because usually bikes ride at the edge of the road in China. So I was just riding, and when I saw her I decided to slow down so she can go into the road and move. So I slowed down and I was honking and giving this woman a sign that you can move, the road is clear, you can move. But then she was not moving, she just stood still. I slowed down so much that I almost stopped my bike, but this woman still did not move. She was riding she was also riding an e-bike, but like a smaller type, like a bicycle kind. I'm also going to put a picture so you will understand what I was riding and what she was riding. So she still did not move, and I was like, okay, since this woman is not moving, let me increase my speed and just keep going to where I'm going to. So I then accelerated. As I was coming closer to her, I increased my speed, and then all of a sudden she decided to go forward. So at that point in time there was nothing I could do to slow down, because maybe I was just right here and she's here, and I decided to accelerate at this point so that I can just move and go to the front. And I was as I was moving, she just came into my front and I hit her, and my bike just on the floor and just fell down and fell on top of me. When it happened, I was in so much shock. I was just like, oh no, not today, my exams. Because I'm the type of person that even if I feel like even if I'm sick, I'm in the hospital with drip, give me the drip, I'm going to the exam hall. If I have an exam to write, I must write that exam. Nothing is going to stop me. So as soon as that accident happened, I was like, not today, God, not today. Today that I decided to leave the house very early, this is happening to me. So usually in China, right, if you have an accident, you are not expected to just get up and leave the place and start going. But when it happened, in that moment I was like, okay, I really need to go to school. This woman, I don't think she was so hurt, and I mean, I am injured, my leg is paining me, but my exam is most important. So I looked back. I was still in shock, so I couldn't really see her. I didn't even know where she went to. Like, everything was just so confusing. I didn't see her. Or her bike. I don't know where they went to. But they were right there somewhere where I was in shock. So I just stayed there. I just like I was in the middle of the road because of how I had to move to avoid her. I was like at the center of the road on the floor. And then I didn't move. I just stood up there. I tried to remove my leg from under the bike. So gradually people started to gather around. Chinese people, usually when things like this happen, everyone starts gathering. They are coming to get nutrients that they need to survive, they need to see. You can see someone just walking on the road trying to go somewhere. When they see an accident, they just stop and they are just watching. So I was there, she was over there way at the back with her bike. And then when the crowd started to gather, most of the Chinese people were going towards her side to ask her, oh, what happened, what happened? Nobody was really coming to me. I mean, I'm the foreigner. So I was there in the middle of the road. Like trailers were coming, like big trailers were moving on the road. They would just come and pass me and just go. I did not move. I laid down. I didn't lie down. I sat down on the floor in the middle of the road with my bike. So when I was able to look back, I now saw this woman. This woman had laid down a cloth on the floor beside her bike, sat down there, opened her umbrella, and was just waiting and discussing with the Chinese people. In my mind, I was like, because sometimes when accidents happen in China, you and the other person involved can just talk and be like, okay, let's settle it within ourselves. No need to call the police. So when I looked back and I saw that this woman had settled down, relaxed, I just knew that I was going to stay there for a long time. So I sat down there. Somebody had to call the police. I don't know who, but the police was called. So I met someone that I knew. Then he was asking me, am I okay? Am I hurt? I was like, no, I'm not hurt. So then one of the Chinese people, after a lot of people gathered around the Chinese woman that I hit, and then one of them came to me to ask me if I'm hurt. He decided to do negotiator, because in cases like this, if one person is hurt really bad, somebody has to pay the other person's hospital bill or something like that, depending on who is at fault. One person has to pay the other person's hospital bill. So when he came to me, I told this Chinese man that I am, everything is fine, it's just my leg hurts because the bike fell on me and my leg was really hurting. So he said okay. And then I just sat down in the middle of the road waiting. She was also waiting, and then the police came. So when the police came, they now told us, okay, we can leave the road and come to one side, because this is the traffic police. Yes, so usually when they come, they are supposed to access the scene and take measurements and know who was at fault. Based on where the bikes are positioned, you can know the speed one person was coming with, and who was really at fault. So that's why you don't really move after an accident has happened, except you are on a major road. So you just take pictures. So I just left everything there. The police came, and then we moved to the side. So while I was at the side, the police went to her first, of course. So then I just noticed my vice dean of my school approaching. I think he was just passing by, because where I was close to school. So he was just passing by in his car, and he saw me and he stopped and came down. And he was like, what's going on? And I told him there was an accident. He was like, what happened? And I was trying to tell him that I was coming, and this man was about to enter into the road. So I slowed down, I waited for her, but she still did not enter until she saw I was coming towards her with more speed. And he was like, okay. And then another supervisor from my school also came. But okay, yeah, before this happened, there was one man that came. He came to talk to me, and he was like, he's a lecturer in our university, and he's the brother to the other woman that was affected. Then he was like, I know you're saying it in Chinese. He was like, I know you foreign students, people are always going with so much speed, always driving recklessly, always, like, and I was just like, I didn't really say anything, because he was not just talking to me, he was talking to me and like the people around me. I was like, I didn't really say anything. So now when my school teachers now came, and I explained to him, and then also when the police heard from this woman. So according to this woman told the police that I was driving with full speed right from the beginning, and she was at this intersection, and she never moved. She never tried to get into the road, that she was stopped there. Her bike was not out. And I was like, see where my bike is positioned. My bike is positioned on the other lane, to show that I tried to avoid you because you were moving into the road. This woman totally denied and said no, she was not moving, she was right there, and I came with full speed and I hit her. I'm like, first of all, I hit the front of her bike, like the basket part of her bike. That was to show that I tried to avoid this woman. And her bike was also on the road. From the way everything was positioned, it was so obvious that this woman was lying. And I was just like, wow. I had already made up my mind that on this day, I am not going to pay any money, no matter what happens. Because when accidents like this happens, one person has to settle the other, who is going to repair the other person's bike. That's usually how it is. I had made up my mind. I said, today I'm not giving this woman one kobo, because I knew I was not at fault. I did what I could to avoid this whole situation. But she decided to drive in my front. So I had just made up my mind, no matter the outcome, I am not paying. These police people are going to know what they are going to do, because me, I am not paying any money. Okay, then the policemen went, they looked at my bike. It was already broken, like the mirror was broken, the side was broken, the side that fell down was, just all broken. And for her bike, I think the basket part of the bike came out. So when I was standing up, okay, I'm missing so many parts. When I was, standing up to go to the police and talk, I was limping, because the person that is more hurt most times has to be paid by the person that is less hurt. So there was no way, after seeing how this woman was being so dramatic with what happened to her. Yes, my leg was hurting me and I could walk without limping. But this woman was so dramatic that I said, I am going to limp this limp. Let all these Chinese people gathered here see me limp and know that I have been greatly affected by this accident, and I am not going to pay anybody. So when the police now, they were asking me, am I hurt? Do I need to go to the hospital? And I was like, no, I just have exams and I want to go for my exams. Then they went to the woman, they spoke to her. The woman was trying to, she was trying to emphasize that, this is paining, this, see my body, all those type of things. When the police now finished assessing the whole situation, it was now figured out that the woman was in the wrong. Based on all the calculations, she was wrong. So after all her trying to show that she was hurt, her bike was damaged and everything, if this situation was to be dealt, like fully how it's supposed to be, now she's supposed to pay me. She's supposed to pay for my damaged bike. She's supposed to pay for my injured leg. But honestly, at that point in time, I was not even interested in her money or anything. I just wanted to get out of there. So then they asked me for my passport number, because I think they had to make recordings and record this whole event happening. So I gave them my passport number, And then they were like, do I want her to, fix my bike? And then it's like, do I want her to fix my bike? And then I fix her own bike. In my mind, I'm like, what difference does this make? It makes, like, why let her just go with her bike, go with her problems, fix her thing, while I take my bike and I fix it on my own. And luckily, that was how the whole situation ended. And the woman picked up her bike and she left. I picked up my own bike and I left the scene. But my leg was really hurting me for like months. Like, when I think about it, I still wonder why my leg hurt me for so long. But on that day, it didn't really feel so painful. It was an experience. It was an experience. I got to school and I was just telling my friends, yo, I was just in an accident. Anyways, that was settled. The police handled everything justly. I was not treated unfairly because I was a foreigner at that point in time. If you enjoyed this story time, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you want more story times from me, let me know. I would see if I have any other interesting stories about my experience here in China, and I will give it to you guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.